Ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? Once again, I'm Nev from NevStack, but otherwise known as your friendly neighborhood basement dweller. Don't worry, ma'am, I am from the internet. Today we're taking a look at Popular Mechanics 1981 February. Now, what we like to do is we like to take a look back and see how technology and society has changed. You can tell topically just off the front, there's not many people who are interested in wooden clocks. And that's kind of sad because there's a lot of spirit, a lot of soul, a lot of concentration that can go into them. And also, they're freaking practical for the moving companies that if they've had to move grandfather clocks, organs, or pianos, they'll just take them to the bin. And that kind of breaks my heart because there's so much beauty within that technology. And we're opening up and we are getting to Marlboro. Never seen a cowboy in a yellow raincoat before. I guess I always just considered cowboys to be immune from rain. I suppose cowboys are allowed to get cold too. Over on the left-hand side, we have the channel locks, and once again, I have to ask the question, when did they start actually selling them with handles, something so that your hand doesn't break. I mean, real men don't need insulation and all that, but if you're going to be using them all day, the insulation definitely helps your hand out. Anyways, over here we see a trend that emerged in the 80s, which is bringing your 12-foot ceilings down to maybe 10 feet so that you didn't have to heat the roof so much. I'm in a bit of a Victorian home myself. Very high ceilings, and then really high windows so you can get lots more light in. It's funny the amount of people that would later take these things out. Aw, who's a good boy? I love dogs. Dogs are the best. Women with dogs are the best. Sometimes if the woman doesn't like your dog, you gotta double check that woman. Believe it or not, I actually really like the color of that. Yellow, the color of life. My mom's a big Buddhist. And is that a long cab? Nice. Raglan lights. Raleigh. Raleigh? Raleigh. We don't have all the American cigarettes up here in Canada. Oh, okay. So back in the day, CB radio was a really big thing. It was almost like a precursor to the internet where you could troll people. Has anyone ever gotten shit for said things that they said over the CB radio? I mean, let's say you tick somebody off. They need to find you. Oh, I want one of these. Oh, I want one of these. Look at that wood grain look. I love it when you put wood grain on things that have no business with wood grain. I'm gonna get a wood grain bulldozer. Oh, hell no. Efficient new wood furnace produces no creosote? How the frick do you do that? Okay, I keep saying kids these days have no idea how difficult it was to heat a house. All the things you needed to do. My dad keeps telling me about remembering when his great uncle was over, saying, "Oh, I gotta go home now. I gotta clean the pipes." Because the spring was on and you had to clean the pipes for coal. Coal's very messy. Oh, hell. I might have to make one of these. Could you imagine, like, getting your hand caught in that when that thing was going too quick, though? Look at me being the average millennial, being like, you could hurt yourself with that. Now, that was technology made to last. When you make technology, you have to tweak it a little bit for wherever you go, but these old original Bell phones, you could use them anywhere. They would not rust. I got older versions, like this one. You get the radial style. But these things were made to last. You could have this in Alabama, you could have this in Ontario, and it could last inside, outside for quite a while. Oh no, I got some scratchies on it. All right, the mood maker. You can call it whatever you want, but if you play the wrong things on it, it's going to ruin the mood. I'll never forget a tune. A guy was telling me a story. He was in college. He was just about to hook up, and he had his MP3s on random, and then all of a sudden, the Pokemon theme song comes up. I wanna be the very best, and she's just like, "I'm sorry, I can't do this." She gets up and walks out. Oh man, I'll never forget that. Antennas just aren't important anymore. I know so many people who have antennas and satellite dishes. Nobody uses them, and they just seem to kind of hang off the side of people's houses, and nobody moves them because it's just too expensive. Free Heath Kit, man, these things are really cool. You send a little bit of money, and they would send you all kinds of stuff that you could make and work on your own. These damn cooling units are no good. They basically take all the heat from this side and move it onto this side. It doesn't actually do a whole lot. And it costs a lot of money to use that process. Basically, you will use in energy the cost of a fridge if you just have that thing plugged in all year round. It'll take the expense of a fridge. Just go buy a fridge, but no shade on the pretty lady. She's real pretty. And damn, I bet she can make a mean sandwich. I mean, no shade. You know a woman loves you if she'll make you a sandwich and come for a ride with you in a nice big truck like that. Popular Mechanics messing around with hovercrafts. Kind of surprised those didn't make a bigger splash back in the day, that we didn't see more consumer grade versions of the hovercraft. Kerosene heater. Boy, it's beautiful, but geez, would parents let any kid play with that these days? No. Man, I bet your insurance company wouldn't want you to have one of these in there either. Everyone's so worried you're going to get hurt. Do it with WD 40. War Department 40. Hear so many stories about how it got its name. Ford truck 2739. Ooh, I love the upholstery. 7-foot deck. Jeez, nice. I wonder how many people actually use that. I mean, I know some people did, but I swear for every roughneck you get that actually uses their truck, I swear you get 3 that just never seem to. Oh, yeah, my favorite advertisement, the black velvet feels of velvet. So, for all those who don't know, if you get a woman in some velvet, they are the best to give hugs to. They're the best to, put your hand on. You just feel everything, and it's so smooth. It's so smooth. It's tights that are fuzzy in a beautiful way. I don't trust anyone that closely to, no, I don't trust situations like these, especially not with alcohol. I've seen too many situations where it ended really funky. Maybe I just know a lot of crazy rednecks. There was this one group of family that they lived right next to each other, middle of nowhere. They got together for fires all the time, and then a wife swap happened just once, and everything went to hell quickly after that. Science Digest. Get true knowledge of everything everywhere, then you will be so intelligent that you can get whammons and horses. Oh, frick, Joe Camel, he's really getting adventurous. So yeah, back in the 60s and 70s, they were trying to make Joe Camel be like the regular man, Sagret. And then they tried to make him the calm adventure. This isn't an Indiana Jones. This is more of an adventurer who actually gets dirty and knows how to rebuild an engine kind of thing. Damn, I'd love to piss off down the tracks in something like this. So there were linesmen that lived around me who had trucks that had those adapters that would flip down so they could take these. Must have been so much fun. Legit though, how many welders are self-taught? It seems like in the 70s it was a really big deal to teach yourself how to weld if you were a farmer particularly. Pleasure is back. Barkley. Oh, Ferg, I had a friend that had one of those. I always wanted to ride it. I never got the chance. That would have been a blast, I bet. Better keep your eye on her, Barclay guy. She's gonna moidalize ya. Jeez. That's right, Kathy. Jump on that bicycle. Get your hands right where all those belts are. We want to watch some TV tonight. Wait, a turntable that plays straight? Huh. I'd be worried I'd wreck my LPs doing that. Still, this stuff looks really awesome. A legacy of wood. A legacy left behind. Because people don't want to touch wood, I guess. Oh, sweet. Maybe some of those bread boxes I used to get at the second-hand store were made by hand and not by machines. And check this out. Man, you can make anything from Popular Mechanics magazines, can't you? Check it out. They're talking about solar shingles, but these things look exactly like those solar roads they were talking about building that would like heat themselves and self-light and stuff. Getting energy when you're on the road. Moore's car contains a bunch of cells feeding 6 batteries. All right. Okay. Let's hope it doesn't fly off the vehicle at any point. Oh, it's a pre-DeLorean. The DeLorean mid-range sports car will cost $25,000. I bet in about another 20 years we'll start getting interested in wood again. Well, we'll see. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for me. Ned from Nest Tech. But like and subscribe if you like this stuff. But more important, take care of each other, will you?